My name is Calendula. I live just south of the devastated city of Kvatch with my sister Alawen. Even though somebody closed the gate to Oblivion, she won't let me travel outside the Anvil area until I can prove that I can defend myself on my own. Well, one day we walked upon a large, nasty wolf. Alawen ran, and instead of running with her, I drew my bow, firing shot after shot, until our enemy was defeated. After the battle with the wolf, I quickly returned to camp to meet Alawen, where I told her that I was leaving to go to the Imperial City.
Goodbye.
I didn't waste a moment, and in no time, I was at the gates to the Imperial City. I consider myself a tradesman with a focus on alchemy and ingredients. I love spending time at the inns outside of Anvil, and I'm hoping to stop at every inn and meet every merchant to get my name out there. I'm going to start by asking the locals about the city's inns.
The bloated float on the waterfront, but that's not a very nice neighborhood.
There's the bloated float at the waterfront. Sleep on a boat. And cheap, too.
I can't recommend the bloated float on the waterfront. The waterfront is not a very desirable location.
The bloated float on the waterfront is cheap, and a bit too interesting for my tastes.
Seems like the locals don't share the same excitement about the inn. Imperials are just spoiled. I'm used to sleeping outside with the troll poo. While enjoying a few drinks, I heard that the bloated float had been docked in the Imperial City waterfront district for some time now, and has gotten busy with news of the golden galleon that was hidden on the ship by a previous owner. I'm not sure if it's true, but I do know that a tradeswoman like myself can benefit from speaking to the owner of such a thriving business.
Come to the bloated float. She's the finest inn on the water in all Cyrodiil.
I think a bed I need, sir. To sleep in a room.
There's a room, all right, and a fine room it is. Yours for the night for only 10 gold.
How about we do 10 gold instead?
A wise choice indeed. You've never had a night's rest like this, I assure you. The room is down below deck. It's the door on the left. For you.
I may have had too much fun at this undesirable and interesting inn. I might not have found the mysterious galleon, but I have found a bed to sleep in tonight.
Hey, who in Oblivion are you? You don't look like one of the Blackwater brigands.
Well, I just woke up. I noticed something wasn't right. The ship seemed to be moving. I noticed his hand move slowly towards his weapon as he says,
I think instead of locking you in the storage room with the bouncer, I'm gonna dump your body overboard.
As he started to attack, I realized I didn't have my bow. I swing my fist wildly until I can get back into my room to grab my bow.
Oh! Die, cur!
He ripped my pants with his sword. I guess I'm taking his. He mentioned that he had locked the bouncer in the storage room. I should let him out.
About time someone showed up. Thank you for freeing me. I'm Graman Gromarad, the bloated float's bouncer and helmsman. I've been locked in that storage room for hours. I don't know exactly what's going on, but not long ago, a gang of thieves calling themselves the Blackwater Brigands stormed the ship. They took myself and Ormel, the float's owner, hostage and put the ship to sea. I have no idea what they're after. If you can get me safely to the top deck, I can steer the float home. But I'm not budging until the coast is clear. All I know is there seems to be 4 of them. They blindfolded me before they put me in here, so I didn't see much.
Ho there, where do you think you're going?
I was sent upstairs to help with...
Celine's not going to like this one bit.
Celine. Yes, she needs my help.
Why? What does she need assistance with? She has Ormil under her own watchful eye in his cabin.
Well, you can't underestimate the hostages.
Something isn't right here. What happened to Lynch?
I can't think of another lie. I'm gonna have to fight my way past this one. He underestimated me.
You. You bested Lynch. I always knew he was out of practice. Oh well, I suppose it's up to me to do his job for him, as usual. Do your worst! Ah! You're a traitor to your own race!
This is not how I expected my trip to the Imperial City to be.
Nice work. I'll wait on the tavern deck until you clear the top deck. That's where the ship's wheel is located. Top deck clear yet?
What are you doing up here? They find the Golden Galleon yet?
Seems like this guy is put in charge of navigating the ship. I've been giving orders to tell you to turn the boat back towards the waterfront.
Orders? Celine didn't tell me about this, and I don't remember her taking on someone else to help us find the Golden Galleon. When did all this happen?
It was supposed to be a secret, but we've been compromised.
Damn that woman. She promised a 4-part split when we recovered the Golden Galleon. She never said anything about splitting it 5 ways. She said when we got back to the safe house in Breville, we would divide the loot after she fenced the damn thing. Do Lynch and Minx know about this?
Wow, you have loose lips. They, fell off the boat and have been eaten by slaughterfish.
Well, since they're out of the way, if I kill you, that means Celine and I split the take 2 ways. This heist is getting better and better. Ah! Ah! This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
How'd you get in here? Who are you?
I am Calendula, and I know that you are here for the Golden Galleon, and I know that your hideout is in Breville.
Can no one in this gang keep things secret? How did you get past Minx, Roth, and Lynch?
They all looked at me, the same way you're looking at me right now. How my older sister used to look at me, like a tiny little wood elf who couldn't possibly defend herself. I've proven them all wrong. The only difference is, my sister's still alive.
Impossible. You defeated the 3 of them alone? I'm humbled by your skill, and fear that assaulting you would lead to my own quick demise. Please accept my surrender. Here's my blade. Please, no treasure is worth my life. The bloated float is yours.
Although my talk was tough, I am truly exhausted from all of the fighting. I have to make sure that the innkeeper is okay.
Now that she's surrendered, please escort her to the last room on the inn deck. We'll lock her in there until we arrive at port. I can tell you all I know. I won't feel safe until you do that. Now that Celine is locked up safely below, I think we can all breathe a little easier. I can't thank you enough.
My sister is not going to believe any of this happened to me. Did they get the Golden Galleon?
Well, I'm afraid all of this was my fault. They hijacked the bloated float because of me. Business has been waning of late, so I invented a story. I fashioned a tale about a golden galleon that the previous owner hid within this very vessel. It was to be a statuette made completely of gold. At the time, the idea was quite clever, I thought. I figured the lore would draw more curiosity seekers and adventurers looking for the treasure. What could the harm be if while they were here, they bought a drink or 2? My business has increased quite a bit since I leaked the story. Well, Obviously, I was mistaken. It was a terrible idea. I'm just glad that no innocents were hurt. I wouldn't want to have their blood on my hands. Anyway, sorry to ramble. You better get below now and rest until we arrive safely at the Imperial City docks.
Before heading into my room, I spent time on the bow, thinking about all that has happened. I think I'm ready to go home for now. When I got back to camp, I was so excited to tell Alawen about everything that happened.
How do you do?
Is there anywhere in Tamriel you can avoid rats?
But she was too busy talking about rats. That concludes the first episode of the Calendula series. While making this video, I've thought of many ways to improve, but if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again.